Land descriptions. What is a description of land boundaries? In what documents are descriptions found? A description, also called legal description, is a formal depiction of the dimensions and location of a property that is generally included in deeds, leases, sales contracts, and mortgage contracts for real property. For example, a sales contract is executed for a residence. A portion of the contract contains a description of the property that simply states the street address of the house. In the deed conveyed at closing, a lot and block description is included based on a recorded plat of the subdivision. What are 3 legally acceptable methods of land description? A legal description of property, as opposed to a simple street address, is usually used in deeds and other documents that are recorded. The 3 legally accepted methods of identifying real properties are metes and bounds, recorded plat, lot and block number, government rectangular survey system. What is a survey as it relates to land? A survey is 1. The process by which a parcel of land is measured, and its boundaries and area ascertained. 2. The result of this process, a plan showing the measurements, boundaries, area, and sometimes the contours of the parcel. What is a plat? What is the difference between preliminary and final plats? A plat is a plan or map of a specific land area. A subdivision plat shows detailed size and boundaries of each lot, easements, location of utilities, and streets. It states the restrictive covenants. For example, a subdivider provided a preliminary plat for consideration by the city's engineering department. After improvements were completed and approved by the appropriate city engineering officials, the subdivider filed a final plat. What is a metes and bounds description? Metes and bounds is a land description method that details all the boundary lines of land, together with their terminal points and angles. Before land has been platted, drawn on a plat, a metes and bounds description is typically applied. A point of beginning is identified, and the description begins and ends at that point. What is a lot and block description? Lot and block description is a method of locating a parcel of land in a subdivision for which a subdivision plat has been recorded. The description refers to a map of the subdivision plat that numbers each lot and block. For example, the shaded property to the right is Lot 4, Block B of the Rolling Acres subdivision in Lincoln County, New Mexico. Lot and block descriptions are typically used for subdivided or platted property. Before property is subdivided, a metes and bounds description is frequently used to describe the shape, size, and location. What is the government rectangular survey system? The government rectangular survey system, or rectangular survey, is a system of land surveying that divides a district into 24 square mile quadrangles from the meridian, north-south line, to the baseline, east-west line. The tracts are divided into 6-mile square parts called townships, which are in turn divided into 36 tracts, each a 1-mile square, called sections. What is an acre? How many square feet are in an acre? How many acres are in a square mile? An acre is a 2-dimensional measure of land. It contains 43,560 square feet. There are 640 acres in a square mile. Note that parcel size determines acreage, which may be land of any shape. What is a lineal foot? A lineal foot is a measure of 1 foot, in a straight line, along the ground. What is a square foot? A square foot is a 2-dimensional measurement, 12 inches by 12 inches, often used to measure the area of buildings and building materials. What is square footage? Square footage is the area, measured in square feet, of a piece of real estate. Structures are generally measured from outside the exterior walls. For example, the outside dimension of a rectangular house is 40 by 50 feet. Its square footage is 2,000. What is zoning? Zoning is a legal mechanism by which local governments, through use of police power, can regulate the use of privately owned real property by specific application of their police powers. This prevents conflicting land uses and promotes orderly development. All privately owned land within the jurisdiction is placed within designated zones that limit the type and intensity of development permitted. For example, before a tract of land may be developed, the intended use must be permitted under the existing zoning classification. If the proposed use is not permitted, the developer must apply for an amendment to the zoning ordinance or for rezoning. Such amendments are granted by the local governing body, generally following a public hearing and recommendation from the Government Planning Commission. If an individual homeowner wants to make a change to his or her property, either by construction or by change of use, that is not permitted by current zoning, the homeowner may apply for a variance. What is police power? What categories of zoning exist in most municipalities? Police power is the right of government to protect the health, morals, safety, and welfare of the public. Common zoning categories in most areas include agricultural, residential single-family of various densities, plus duplexes and fourplexes, multifamily various densities, commercial, light and heavy retail uses, office, light and heavy uses, industrial, light and heavy uses. Schools and churches are often allowed to be located in any compatible